Well, hello there, you scrub lords, and welcome to another episode of Devblog Chats. This is your host, Many Miles Away, and in this episode, we're going to be discussing the Krupp-Steyr Waffenträger. And now, to first understand this vehicle, it's important to understand the Waffenträger program in the first place. The program began in early 1944 as a way to create one type of vehicle that could be used as either an SPG or as a field gun. This, in theory, allowed Germany to further increase the mobility of their already powerful anti-tank weapons, which were so desperately needed on the eastern and western fronts. Especially with the war going so poorly at this stage, it was important to get as many anti-tank weapons to the front as possible. The program was also considered to be part of the Entwicklung, or E-series, of vehicles, which was supposed to help streamline the German mechanized production lines. There were a total of 4 different Waffenträger designs built by different companies across the Reich and occupied countries. However, we will only be discussing the Krupp-Steyr design today. Development of the vehicle was subcontracted into 2 parts. Krupp focused their attention on the armament and the turret design, while Steyr focused their attention on adapting the already existing RSO artillery tractor to save on materials and reuse already existing parts. Krupp decided to go with a fully rotating turret design, mounting the already proven and very deadly 8,8 cm Kampfwagenkanone 43 lange /71, also known as the Long 88, taken directly off the King Tiger. The vehicle was assembled and tested in late 1944, however the test results remain undetermined, and no other further vehicles were built. Now before I get into speculating on how well this vehicle is going to perform in War Thunder, I want to get a couple of things cleared up. A lot of people, when this vehicle has been announced on the forums, were saying that vehicles such as the Waffenträger Panzer IV and the Waffenträger E100, like we see in World of Tanks, should be implemented. Now I want to make this clear. Neither of these vehicles existed. They are complete paper fantasy designs that World of Tanks and Wargaming came up with to fill out their flawed tech tree system. However, there were 3 other Waffenträgers that did exist. Now, I've only got pictures for 2 of them, however, I will name them and provide you with pictures. Here is the first one. This is the Krupp Ardelt fitted with an unaltered Pak 43 on a fully tracked chassis. This was one of the other Waffenträger designs that they had come up with. And so you can see here, it's got a fully rotating turret, and it's just basically a Pak 43 on a tracked mount. That's all it is. Here is the other one. This is the 38D Waffenträger. Now, I'm just going to go out on a limb here since I don't know much information about this, and I will be the first to claim that since I'm making this video. I'm just going to assume that they called it the 38D because it's probably based on a 38T tank chassis. That's just my guess. But it exists, and that's the important part. Now, going back over to the Krupp-Steyr Waffenträger that this video is supposed to be based on, what are my thoughts on the vehicle? Well, it's going to be interesting to see where this vehicle is placed in the tech tree. It's not very fast, according to the Devblog that they've got here. It's got a horrible power-to-weight ratio. I think this thing only has a 140 horsepower engine. Yes, according to the Devblog, it only has 140 horsepower. And, yeah, it's not going to be very mobile. It's got crap armor. It's probably going to have hull break. The only thing that it's got going for it is really a fully traversable turret and the Long 88, which is, I guess, better than you could say about most of the German tank destroyers, especially those that have this gun. Really, the only one that I know of that has it is the only 3 that have it are the Jagdpanther, the Ferdinand, and the Nashorn. Now, frankly, I would really like to see this thing at the Nashorn's tier at like 5.0, 5.3, maybe 5.7. That's approximately where I would put it. About 5.7, I think, would be an excellent place to place this vehicle. It's got the firepower. It should have a good rate of fire. But because of your terrible mobility, you're not going to be able to rush towards any cap circles. You're not really going to be an offensive vehicle with this. It's going to be kind of like the pack wagon that we just got, the Puma with the 75 on it. It's going to be you drive to a firing position, you set up an ambush, and you blast anybody who happens to get within sight of your gun. So it's not going to be a game-changing vehicle unless they put it at a very, very low battle rating, which I kind of doubt. I mean, I initially imagined Gaijin would probably put this vehicle at 6.7, but we'll have to wait and see where this vehicle ends up. So there isn't much else to conjecture about this vehicle. I'm not going to take up 15 minutes of your time just saying the same thing over and over again. So without further ado, that's going to be the end of this video. Keep your tracks checked, keep your binos in place, keep around in the tube, and I will see you guys in the next video.